DigiRoad 11 Hurricane Touchdown movie in the English language dub. It's 4th of July. What better way to celebrate than with the most American of the Digimon films, my favorite of them all. Obviously, I've seen it before, but I've never watched the English dub. As most know, Digimon the movie was very abridged. They cut a bunch of shit together, and then the Japanese original I have seen. But there is an English dub. But it's not the one you think it is. This is not the discotheque dub that came out not that long ago. This is the Asian English dub. I know I had to switch it up a bit. I haven't seen the discotheque one either, but the Asian English one, I didn't even know it existed. The Asian English dub also seems to cover up into Tamers and maybe even Frontier, which is pretty crazy. From what I was reading, there's some mixed thoughts on it. They keep all the Japanese original names, all the music, but the English voice actors, people's opinions are very mixed on their performance. But that's kind of exciting to me because I actually enjoyed the, is it Harmony Gold dub of Dragon Ball where Goku was called Zero or whatever. Obviously, I'm glad that's not the one we ended up with, but it was a bit funny. So I'm not against entirely poor performances from voice actors, and who knows, maybe they'll actually be good and people are just too harsh on them, right? Great way to celebrate the 4th than to watch an Asian English dub. The discotheque one, maybe another time I'll get around to it. Viva la Canada! Hurricane Touchdown is done. And man, no matter which way you watch the movie, it's just a great time. I guess because I've never talked about it on here before, I'll just give general thoughts before then talking about thoughts on the Asian English dub. It's my favorite Digimon movie. It always has been. It always will. There's just a feeling of like nostalgic melancholy. The setting that it's in reminds me a lot of just adventures I would have during the summer when I was a kid too, right? Going down to farms, going out to see family far away, and just so much of the movie spoke to me as a kid, still speaks to me now. And it's hard not to get emotional while watching it too. There's just so much great about the film. Introduction of, the Digi Armors, seeing all those, beautiful animation, fantastic soundtrack, and the acceptance of things not being able to go back to how they were. It's such a good film. One of the moments that always gets me emotional is when Miyako is, stopping her Digimon from getting away, bandaging it up, and then Kokomon, from the inside, sees it and has those memories of when Wallace helped bandage him up to make him better again, and that's just a moment that always just hits you right in the gut. And then one of the funnier moments that I've always loved is Wallace kissing both the girls to just piss off Daisuke. Great moment. And Gummymon making fun of Wallace's mom, although that was actually cut from this version. There's some minor cuts in it. It's very little. It's like maybe 3 seconds whenever a cut does happen of like a very small scene. But for the most part, the entire film is basically intact. But then I guess about the dub itself, I actually thought Daisuke's VA was really good. I thought it fit him. What really sold me on that was when he's calling Wallace a mama's boy and laughing at him. That's when it sold that particular VA's performance for me. There's still some awkward moments with it where it's like, the line delivery could have been a little bit different, but that's more of a voice director's issue, not really the VA's fault. And I thought Wallace's VA was actually fantastic. It's very in line with the Japanese VA, and it fits Wallace like pretty perfectly. I actually would go as far as to say it's better than the Saban English dub that we have here uh, for Wallace. It just encapsulates him perfectly. Like as soon as I heard the VA, I'm like, "Yep, that's Wallace. That's Wallace." It's again like actually a fantastic choice for Wallace. For Gummymon, I'm a bit more mixed on it, but as time went on, I got more used to the voice, and I like it. I don't like it as much as the Japanese or the English from Tamers, but I do think it is better than the original Saban Terriermon from Digimon, the movie, the Grandpa Terriermon. I do have nostalgia for that, but I do think it is the lesser between three choices. I still don't think it's perfect, but I do like it. Miyako's voice, I couldn't get used to. It didn't click with me. And Iori's voice, I don't like. I do not like Iori's voice in this. Vmon's took me a while to get used to, but then I'm like, yeah, I like the performance. Again, still prefer the American for this one. Like most of the others, but I did like it more as it went on. I think it actually fit. That's more of a cute Vmon compared to the English's kind of gremlin. Well, the Saban English dub's gremlin-esque voice. Hawkmon's voice, even though you hardly ever hear Hawkmon talk, I thought was good. I thought it fit Hawkmon pretty well. And then Armadillomon, I can't remember much of because he had like 2-3 lines. So there's not really much to say about him in particular. I did not like Takaru's VA at all. I don't think it fit him. It's weirdly deep, similar to Yamato's voice in this one, which I also didn't like. It's like way too deep, even when he's in his kid form, because he got kind of reverted to the past, right, to one's past self. It was still deep. It was very weird. Izzy's voice I thought fit him. Joe's was too over the top for me. I didn't like it. And then Sora and Mimi's, I kind of felt whatever on. I think Mimi's also doesn't really fit her much, but Ty's I don't really remember much because he has very few lines, but I don't remember feeling a particular way about it. Hikari's voice, it took me until probably like near the end of the film to be like, I guess it's not bad. But I also am not a big fan of the choice or the performance, really. I think the standouts are Wallace and Daisuke. Still prefer Saban's Davis over the Asian English's Daisuke VA, but I still think it's actually like really good. I thought he was very strong. And Wallace was just ahead of everyone else. Like, great casting choice there. And Kokomon's VA was fantastic as well. And when I say Kokomon, I mean through all the forms, because he's just referred to as Kokomon in the entire movie. So I also mean Cherubimon and the other one, which I am actually blanking on the name of. It's 4th of July, so there's a considerable amount of noise. So my bad on that. But yeah, I thought Kokomon's was really good. Really fitting. Again, another case of maybe better than Saban's. I honestly do not feel the same way as I've seen most people online talk about the dub as it being very poor. Again, there was some directional choices I wouldn't have made, right? And some even VA choices I wouldn't have made either. But overall, I actually think the performance is pretty well. Again, Wallace, great. Daisuke, pretty good. Kokomon, great. Tailmon's is weird. I just remember that Tailmon's VA is like way like deep, sexy woman voice for her. It's strange. I feel like there was some other dub that did that too that I saw a clip from. I want to say it was the Spanish dub, but I'm unsure. But really, really weird. And even stranger, I think Anja Woman's voice is not as deep as Tailmon's in this particular dub. Very strange choice. I feel like they should have been swapped around when I was listening to them. But overall, very charming. Like I actually like this a lot. Very very fun. And uh, if the discotheque dub never came out, which eventually I'll get around to, but if that never came out, this is honestly a really good choice uh, for watching Hurricane Touchdown in English. I think this is still a great experience, and I came away like thinking I'll probably watch this again. I can easily throw this into a rotation of, uh, maybe I watched the Japanese like 4 times, and that's like, you know what? Yeah, I'll watch this again. This is actually a pretty good time. I liked it a lot. It still hits all the emotional highs as the Japanese original. Still does the characterization really good. Uh, Daisuke and Wallace's VAs, I think, have good chemistry, especially during the crying scene, right, with Daisuke. I thought that was done really well as too. Um, I was about to say really well as well, and I didn't want to do that, so I had to cut it real quick. I don't even know where I left off because I had to stop because all the noise on this fucking day. Hate fireworks, hate hot dogs, hate hamburgers. Don't really like cheese. Uh, don't like ribs. Don't like potato salad. 4th of July sucks. But what a great movie. Fantastic movie. Uh, if you've never watched it before and you can't read, I think this is a good way to watch it. The Asian English dub, again, has all the theming down. I don't know why you'd watch this, though, if you've never seen the film. That kind of make no sense. But the theming, it has all down. Uh, again, the like nostalgic, melancholy feel. Uh, before then going into the kind of like illusion, right? The darkness, uh, falsehood, the false world. It's good. I'm like mega thrown off because people are already setting off fireworks. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. Star Spangled Banner sucks. God Bless the USA was always a better song. Real American's a better song. Ketchup sucks. Stop putting ketchup on burnt burgers on 4th of July. Pizza place I wanted to go to was closed because they want to celebrate independence, apparently from my wallet. Great movie, though. I know that there is Asian English dub for the first 2 Digimon movies as well, and for Original Adventure, Zero Two, and a few others, Tamers. It makes me kind of want to watch Adventures Asian English dub just because I didn't really get to hear much of the cast, and maybe they work better when they were actually the kid cast, even though again there are scenes with them as kids in this film. But maybe I'll get a better understanding and a better idea of how they bounce off of each other, and with more time with them, maybe as it goes on, I'll actually get used to it. That'd be in the future, though. That'd be after Frontier and maybe after Savers. I feel like I want to do Savers, or I guess the dub is Data Squad. I'll probably do the dub for that just to stay in line with me doing dubs of the others. But I don't know. I heard a lot of things about that season, so I don't know. We'll see how that goes. So maybe after Savers / Data Squad, then I'll do Adventure in the English. But again, both those would have to be after Frontier finishes, which next DigiRoad will be that. 2 DigiRoads without it, my bad. It will come back. I'll probably have to rewatch the last episode because it's been like almost a month now. I'll have to rewatch the last one to kind of get my brain jogging again from what happened. Happy 4th, even though it sucks. What pizza place closed on the 4th? It's almost like it's a family-run business who doesn't abide by my time or something. And they have their own lives and they want to celebrate with their family and have connections and create beautiful memories. Get drunk, shit-faced, crash their car, make burnt burgers, buy shitty hot dogs. Did I mention this movie's fantastic? Oh, and Little Small Vein being recorded a bit of a time after the others. Yamato's voice reminds me of Goku's Asian English super voice. If you've ever heard that, it's really deep. Very different choice for Goku. It's really weird if you've heard any other version, to be honest. That's what it reminds me of. Very similar. So it's really weird for that kind of voice to be coming from Yamato, especially Kid Yamato at points. And despite the movie, the dub in general using the Japanese terminology for everything, it actually uses the English Digivolve terminology. It says Digivolve 2. It doesn't say Evolve 2, right? I thought that was a bit weird that they followed the path of everything else, sticking true to the Japanese, but then that uses the English dubs terminology. It's just a little weird quirk in it. And just one more thing, wouldn't it be cool if Discotek was able to release the Asian English dub on Blu-ray like they have done with the previous series and the movies? It shouldn't be too hard for them to do, just given the fact that they already have the English dub Blu-ray releases and then the Japanese Blu-ray releases. So it shouldn't be too hard to just use some of that footage and just swap in the language, right? Just swap it right in there. Shouldn't be too difficult. For the movies, maybe a bit more work because you'd have to do the same cuts that they have, but everything else, from what I understand, is exactly the same as the Japanese. So that would be kind of a cheap overturn, I imagine. Kind of a cheap product you can make. Because again, most of the work you've already done, and make some profit off of it. Of course, it'd be more niche than the others because there's probably less people out there that would have nostalgia for this or be willing to buy it. But there's definitely collectors that I think would find that interesting, and there's definitely still some people from Southeast Asia, the Philippines, as well that grew up with it. So I don't know. I think that'd be really cool. I would personally buy it just because it's kind of a unique little thing, be a unique release.